Talking about the freshwater regions around the world, there's not many places that have a wide geographic range. Freshwater biomes cover relatively small areas of land compared to larger biomes such as deserts. These biomes are usually divided into two categories: melodic, which is for running water habitats such as rivers or streams, and lentic, which is standing water such as lakes and ponds. However, one of the largest freshwater biomes covers about 94,250 square miles and has some of the largest lakes in the world. This biome is the Great Lakes in east central North America. This chain of lakes includes Lake Superior, Michigan, Huron, Erie, and Ontario. It has always acted like a boundary between Canada and the United States. Over the history of colonization and industry, the Great Lakes have proven to bring in a lot of attraction and business for development. However, this does not represent the overall conditions of the lake and how it is to be affected. Over the past couple decades, these lakes have suffered from different types of degradation such as water loss and shoreline depletion. The climate around the Great Lakes has been changing over the years. Temperatures can range from about 35 to 45 degrees during the winter and 65 to 75 degrees during the summer. Each of the lakes has its own rate of annual precipitation, which ranges from about 30 to 36 inches, which is mostly lost by evaporation. This is where the lakes get most of their water supply. The lakes are the main drivers for storing heat from solar radiation between seasons for cooler summers, while also absorbing a greater amount of heat which is released into the atmosphere for warmer winters. Climate change, however, is altering the average rates of these patterns. Warmer temperatures are causing the lakes to lose a significant amount of water. Other environmental changes include change in ice covers and reducing shorelines that affect local wetlands and vegetation and species that thrive there. Freshwater biomes usually contain either a still body of water or series of streams, flows, and connections that keep the biome constantly in motion. Examples of this include lakes or ponds, rivers, and wetlands. There are three commonly known types of soils that are found in freshwater biomes: silt, which lets water filter through more easily; sand, which does not support much plant life; and clay, which is packed together with an abundance of nutrients. The physical geography of the Great Lakes dates back 14,000 years, all the way to the Ice Age. From the Pleistocene Age, the formation of the Great Lakes drainage basin came together. The movement of giant glaciers during that time moved across the land, leaving trails of concave land from its power and drive. This eventually led to the formation of the Great Lakes that we have today. Flora and fauna in the Great Lakes are relatively diverse, mostly because of its wetlands. These wetlands hold habitats to many species of fauna such as algae, snakes, snails, and many different kinds of fish. As for flora, plants such as cattails, water lilies, and mangrove leaves thrive here. The reason these plants and animals thrive so much is because the water there is salt-free. Plants and animals around freshwater areas have learned to cope with either the constant movement side of freshwater regions, such as rivers and streams, or the still side, which is just flat lakes and ponds. Plants and animals around freshwater areas usually have adaptations from the change in salinity concentrations. These areas allow species such as trout to ride along and obtain more oxygen because the level of it is much higher in freshwater regions. One of the most well-known adaptations for freshwater regions and animals is the beaver. Beavers have the ability to use their teeth as an axe and cut down branches, logs, and trees to build dams and dens for themselves. Some adaptations for plants would be the water lily's ability to float while having flat leaf tops. This adaptation allows them to obtain more light for the surface as well as maximizes sunlight exposure. Now, how is this region of study being affected? Specifically in the Great Lakes, the act of climate change has made a significant impact. Climate change has made a huge difference in the amount of ice being melted from around the Great Lakes region. The ice cover has declined significantly and has caused the evaporation rate to increase and the water level to decrease. These fluctuating water levels have caused shorelines to recede, which can be detrimental to wetland natives. It's also become a problem for the industry and agricultural side of the environment. Water restrictions have been made to reduce the amount of water used for irrigation, while things like shipping methods would also be limited. These issues are being dealt with currently from new climate change policies. These policies will work towards reducing global warming so that evaporation rates don't continue to increase and fluctuate the precipitation rates and water levels.